Gina Ringo, Musai Moratorium. We are continuing. We are on to the penultimate track on our track by track listen through to Musai Moratorium. And this is really interesting because Keikoku, or Caution as it's called in English, this song, again, no idea what to expect, but I've always said that I really like albums that have an album feel, and I am a big fan of those last two songs on most albums. You get that, obviously, the last song is a really big thing. How does the artist want to give you the final taste? You know, the wine after the meal, the coffee after the breakfast. What is it they want to leave you with as the final taste when you leave? But the penultimate song is really interesting because a lot of the time an artist will build up, will set up that final song. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that takes shape. Now, you guys, if you've been watching this series, will know I am always honest on this channel. And that led to me, despite loving this album, having my first song that I really just, Onaji Yoru. It wasn't the song, it was just some terrible decisions with mixing and the guitar that unfortunately made that the first song on the album where I was like, no. Oh, it broke my heart. It really broke my heart. I was hoping this was going to be a 10 out of 10 all the way through. But you know what? I'm still loving this album. And so I'm hoping for a strong ending. And I'm hoping that Keikoku... I mean, I know there's a few days between the reactions. But you probably saw me do the Onaji Yoru reaction a few days ago. So the Keikoku one, I'm recording this immediately afterwards. So I'm sitting here just hopeful. Come on, let's get back into the swing of what's made this album so interesting, so creative, so edgy, so cool, so fun. So Gina Ringo. Anyway, let's do it. Last song erased. Let's get on with this one, Keikoku. Stereo guitars, electric organ. I'm liking that dropped first bass note there. Wow. This is the big old school, like, rock song with a bit of a gospel vibe. Oh. I am loving that little bit of like, it's like a chord or something, but the electrical. Yeah, this is just straight up, like, just a straight kind of powerful rock anthem kind of vibe. I gotta be honest, this hits you on all those basic, just... Even that keytone's there. It is just that basic, fun kind of rock energy that is just there. That's interesting. I love how the bass is walking up to the top and repeating the chorus and just kind of getting that full anthemic checklist is like the cool anthemic wash is just nailed.
しないでって言いたい
Stop it before the next song comes on, but okay, do you know what? This was kind of not what I expected the next track to be. And again, I shouldn't be expecting anything, but just the fact that we just come from a song that was a little bit edgy, a little bit cautious, a little bit weird. And then we go into this song and it is your full-on classic rock with a little bit of gospel in there. I'm saying there's a kind of a gospel vibe in just the way that the organ of the big chorus is used. And it just, to be honest, this was a simple crowd pleaser. In a strange way, if I were to critique anything about this song, is that of all of the songs on the album so far, this is the one that probably feels like it could, it's such a straight good quality rock song that it almost doesn't feel like it's got the Sheena Ringo weird quirk to it. But what instead it has is it has her kind of, I think this more has something that we would get to know from her later in her career, from what I can tell, which is just the performer, the stage presence. This song kind of has like a big anthemic swag. It's not kind of got the angsty vibe so much as it's just got the kind of, I've got a big voice, I've got a big personality, I write big songs kind of energy going on with it. I was particularly impressed, surprisingly. I'm going to say there, the mix and the arrangement in this were great. Again, I know it's a very familiar style and genre and sound of song, so that would explain the reason why. Obviously, there's fairly clear guidelines on how you do this kind of song. So, I do accept that this is one of those songs where it follows a lot of the familiar territories, the stereo panned electric guitars, the electric organ in the background and everything. But I just felt like it sounded big, it sounded powerful, it sounded impressive. I really enjoyed this on that level. I do think that it feels probably like the most straight shooting rock song on the whole album thus far. There's been a couple which have been more in that direction, but for an album that's so edgy, this is definitely a little bit of a left turn in just how straightforward, crowd pleasing I think it actually would be. I'd love to hear this one live. It is interesting though that obviously this leads us into the final song, and this is a big energetic song. This would be a song that I wouldn't mind ending an album on. This song, it's just kind of got that, hey, let's go out on a big blast kind of feeling to it. Even the last note. So the last song, Morphine, is going to have an interesting job to do here. Now, unfortunately, I've got to check out this hotel, which means that I ain't not got time to do the reaction right now. I am looking forward to this one, though, a lot. So what I'm going to do is when I come around to do my Morphine reaction, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to re-listen to the whole album and build all the way up to it. I'm going to try and listen to the whole album, at least the last few tracks, and then do the Morphine reaction right off the tail of that, so I've got the full energy and we can have a big final closing. I've got to get out of here, but I will record that, and either way, you'll see that in a couple of days. But look, thank you so much, as always, for tuning in. I really enjoyed this. Yeah. It's a simple pleasure. A simple pleasure, but boy, oh boy, was it a pleasure. It had, everything was so familiar from all of those sounds, those rock sounds, but familiar is not always a bad thing. And I say this sometimes when I talk about songs that have a really catchy chorus, and that can be seen sometimes as, oh, it's just a song with a catchy chorus. I often say, like, a catchy chorus, it's fine, but a catchy chorus that's built up to by a song that really lays it up and makes that chorus feel like you've built up to it, like makes this song feel like it's earned it, that's so much more impactful. And for me, like, if this song popped up on an album by many other artists, you just go, okay, it's a cool straightforward rock song, nice and big, but nothing too out there. But on an artist like this, her debut album, with all of the crazy stuff we've had up until this point, it actually puts a double smile on your face, because you're just listening to it thinking, wow, even despite all of this and all of these sort of angsty, crazy songs, we still managed to lay up a big anthemic rock song right towards the end. So anyway, looking forward to seeing what we get with Morphine. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tell me what you think in the comments, as always, and until I hopefully see you very soon for the next one of these. For now, ciao, ciao.